Oh, now you can hear me. Shalom. Okay. לך דודי לקראת קלה. טירי די 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 שבת נקבלה. טירי די 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה. טירי די 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 שבת נקבלה. na 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 ay na 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 ay na 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 ay na 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 לקראת קלה טירי די 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 ay na 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 ay na na די 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 פני שבת נקבלה. אוקיי. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom to you all. Almost Shabbat Shalom. I think that Eliezer will join us very soon. For all the new people, my name is Yair Levi. I'm a singer-songwriter. And because a lot of people that ask me, that they want to ask me questions about my belief, I'm a Jew. I started to do a live portion lessons. I'm trying that this lesson will be very short. Our tradition was to do it on Friday, but it started to be really hard because of the winter, and the Shabbat is very early, like it entered very early in Friday. So it's, I think now it's in a 4:20, something like this. So I have no time to do it in time that everybody can. And of course, for me, it's a little bit hard. As you know, I'm an observed Jew, so it's very hard to prepare all the things for Shabbat when you have in the middle like this live. So I will try maybe in the summer to bring it back to Friday. That's why we decided, me and Eliezer, to move this lesson, because we don't want to cancel. We decided to move this portion lesson to Thursday evening Israel time in 10 Israel time, and in all other places I see in New York is somewhere around 3, LA is 12, 12, and Brazil 5, and Europe is around 10 and 9. Actually, I see that in Australia it's around 7 in the morning. So that's it. We are trying to do our best, because, as you know, my followers are like, they are all over the world. So I'm sure that if you didn't see it live, you could see it maybe later. All right, so we are talking about, our portion today is Vayeshev. The meaning in English is that, actually the simple English is that he will sit, but the second meaning of Vayeshev is when you're coming to a new place and you build a house and you like start to live somewhere. So this is the second meaning of the word Vayeshev. So we start the portion, our parasha, with the story of Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz v'gurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. The meaning is that Yaakov is start to live and to live in Israel, back to Israel. You remember from the last portion that he's back to his homeland after he met Esav, his brother. So he decided that he can back home. As you remember from, I don't know if we spoke about it in the last portion, it was very emotional for me because first this is my bar mitzvah portion. But the second is that because of the hug between Jacob and Esav, his brother, and for me, this is exactly what I'm trying to do, to try to do this hug between Israel and the nation, and this is why I'm doing all the things that I'm doing with my music. So after this hug, Esav, is the brother of Jacob, decided to leave Israel. He said that he have not enough place inside of Israel. So the one that stayed in Israel is Jacob. And we remember that in the last portion, he got the name Israel. But the first time we are hearing the word Israel in the Bible, when the angel give the name of Israel to Jacob, and then when after the thing with Esau, God telling him that he will be Israel too. So today we're gonna talk about the portion Vayeshev, and actually it's a very hard portion. It's a very hard story about Joseph. The story is about a brother. We remember the last portion that when Jacob understand that Joseph is when first he see Joseph, when Rachel is having birth, giving birth of Yosef, he understand that something happened, and then he decided to leave. This is something that he got from God. He understand that Joseph is something very special. So from a very young age, we can see that in Hebrew it's called Ben Zkunim, the son of the olds. The meaning is like when someone is have a son when he is old. Most of the time is the last or one of before the last boy, and Joseph is the one before the last boy. The last boy is Benjamin. So we understand that Jacob really loved Joseph, and it's not only love. We understand that Joseph, as you know, you have a very deep conversation and kind of very connected to God, and you understand from God that Joseph is something special and is going to lead, but he don't know exactly what's going to happen with him. So what he's doing, El Murani asking where is Botzer. He said that he's going to join me very soon. I hope that he will join soon. Couple of minutes, I think. So when Joseph so when Jacob understand that there is something special here, he don't know what's going to be happening. He understands that Joseph going to lead, but he don't know how. And as you know, this is very similar to how I think it's in our life. Sometimes we feel that we know and we understand that something going to be happen, but we don't know what's going to be happen and how. So this is what Jacob feels. He feels that Joseph is something special, and he's waiting. At the meantime, Joseph started to dream some dreams. And at the first dream, I will read for you from it's going to be in verse 8. We are in Genesis 37, verse 8. ויחלום יוסף חלום ויגיד לאחיו והוסיפו עוד שנוא אותו. The meaning is that Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told to his brother, and they continue to hate him. ויאמר אליהם אלוהים, שימונה החלום, ויאמר אליהם, שימונה החלום הזה אשר חלמתי. And he said them, listen to the dream which I dreamed. Behold, we are beating sheaves in the midst of the field. And behold, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves, it's a difficult word, but then their sheaves prostrate themselves to my sheaf. Like he said, that they are like, you see, a shield that protest to his sheaf. And of course, this is something that you don't say to brothers, of course, when they are like kind of jealous. And then he dream another dream, and he's going to tell to his father. And the dream is something like this, and he's telling this to his brothers and then to his father, to Jacob. He dreamt. We're now in verse 9, Genesis 37, and again dreamed another dream, and he relate it into his brother, and he say, "Behold, I have dreamed another dream, and behold, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were prostrating themselves to me." And then, like Jacob telling him, we are in verse 10. So Jacob telling him, "What is this dream that you dreamt? Will we come, I, your mother, and your brothers, to prostrate ourselves to you, to the ground?" Like Jacob started to understand that there is a problem here. He started to understand that it's not so good that Joseph's telling all these dreams, even though, although he know that this is the truth, because he know that Joseph is something special, and he had kind of a prophecy that Jacob got, and he understand that Joseph going to lead, but he didn't know why I need to tell us all this story. And we are see here that in verse 11, it's wrote that so his brother jealous him, but his father's like keep the matter. Like he didn't tell what he said to him, and he didn't tell what he told him. If I will go forward in the portion, after he dreamed the dream, so the brothers decided to kill him. This is the truth. And they are taking Joseph, and they wait a second, sorry. We are now in verse 22. And Reuven said to them, "Do not shed the blood, don't kill him. Cast him into a pit, which is the desert, but do not lay hand upon him, in order to save him from their hands, to return him to his father." We can see here that Reuven, that is the oldest brother, is telling to the brothers, "Don't kill him. Let's put him in a pit, and he will die." And we know that there is in the desert. He said, "This is a desert. Like you know that there will be snakes, and he will die." This is I just want to put like kind of a point here about the things with the snake. There is something like something very beautiful that I read this week, that it's not only that there is a snake there, This is I see this translation in the English translation, but in the Hebrew translation, it's only said that there is no water there. The Hebrew explanation. You don't have a water in the pit. The meaning that you don't have a water, that there is something else there, a snakes. So if we're taking this story to our life, there is like the thing that I read this week is that sometimes when you don't do the right things, so instead there is no vacuum. Every place that you don't have a water, you will have a snakes. So this is like a small message inside the portion that we can see here. There is no vacuum. So when you don't have a water, when you don't do something good, instead of good behavior, you will do probably bad things, even if you don't meant to do these things. So this is something that we can learn from this verse, where in the verse 22. So they're dropping him to the pit. And one thing that we can see in the explanation of the portion in the Jewish tradition, we see that Reuven, the oldest one, he planned to save him. He planned to come back and to save him. But before that, he's wanted to save him. So we see in verse 26 that Judah said to his brother, and actually Reuven is the oldest brother, but we started to feel that Judah is the leader. And we know that eventually Judah will be the leader, because from Judah, David is from the King David, and King Solomon coming from Judah. And of course, we believe, according to the Jewish faith, that Messiah is need to be from Judah. So we see here the first time at the 26th verse, where in 37, 26 Genesis, we see the first time that Judah started to take the leadership. And Judah said to his brothers, "What is the gain if we will slay our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelis. But our hand should not be upon him." Like Judah is giving the idea to sell Joseph. At the first time, we see that Judah, as I said, taking the leadership, and instead of Reuven, that he was the one that told them, put him in a pit, don't kill him, and he wanted to save Joseph, we see that actually, eventually, what's happening is that Judah saved him. And before I will continue the story, I want to tell you that this is something so important. The message here that Judah is saving and save the life of Joseph instead of Reuven. And we will see that later, that that Jacob, when he gives the blessing to his children, Judah will get the blessing of leading because of this. And Reuven losing the leadership because that he waited. And we can see in verse 29, and Reuven returned to the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit. So he rent his garment, start to understand that something bad happening. He didn't know that he sold them, that he will understand later that they sold him. But this is a very important message for us. Sometimes we have a lot of plans. Sometimes we have a lot of things that we want to do. But if you want to do something, do this. Just do it. And this is the difference between Reuven and Judah. And that's why, even though in the old times, and still until today, the oldest brother, he need to get the leadership after of the family. But this is a moment, as we saw actually in Jacob and Esav, that Jacob get in the leadership. It doesn't matter if he's not the oldest one. Here again, Reuven is planning to do something, but not as a leader. It trying to tell him to tell them, put him in a pit, and planning to come back later and to save him. But in the same time that he's trying to do things behind their back of his brothers, Judah saved Joseph. So yes, it's a bad story that Judah, it's something really bad that Judah did with the brothers. Joseph almost died, and then he sell him, and it's like, it's very bad. But this is the evidence. He saved his life. And that's why from all the brothers, he will be the chosen one to get the kingdom later. So this is like a very important moment in the Bible that we will, if we want to understand later why King David was chosen, why King Solomon was chosen, why the leadership of Judah. What is Judah? Why the kingdom called Judah? Why we are, as a Jew, where our name is Yehudim, like Jews? Why? Because of this moment. And this is something that I can say that really represent of what is to be a Jew. Is not only to speak, not only to plan, is to do. And this is like a very beautiful things that I can take from this portion, how I need to act as a Jew, how I need to act as someone that belong to the kingdom of Judah, that Judah is one of my fathers. Actually, it's a very interesting question if I'm Judah is one of my brothers or Levi. I think more Levi, but anyway, this is for a different live lesson. So as you can see right now in Israel, that we know and we see that we could wait more 100 or 200 years in Europe or in the Middle East and not to come back to Israel, but we act. We decided to act, and this is the more Jewish thing that we could do. And this is what is to be, I think, part of the nation of Israel today. So it was very important for me to share this thinking that just came from my heart in this portion, in this story, from this story. There is more couple of stories in the portion, but I think that we're now standing on how much time do I speak? Where can I see? I don't know. 25 minutes. Okay. So I think that we have like couple of minutes of questions. So feel free to ask questions and whatever you want. I want to say before we will finish, I don't know, Eliezer didn't come. I don't know what's happened. I will let you know later. That this portion lesson will be for a blessing, for healing, for Alicia Luisa Bat Miriam, Noam Ben Shiran, Yitzchak Chaim Ben Lida, Tova Bat Miriam, Mayri Bat Rachel, Rachel, Ron Ben Yoel, Ila bat Stav, Shmuel ben Garcia, Gabriel ben Yvonne. May this lesson will be for their healing. I know that Eva asking every week, so I will say that this portion lesson is for Eva too. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, okay. And for Sean Roders, pray for protection for him. Amen. If you need more blessing for healing or for anything, so just write here in the chat. And that's it. Let me know if you want to ask something about the portion, about anything. If you want me to sing something, so just let me know. I will just close the story of this portion. There's some more stories, but the story of the end of the portion is like when Joseph is arriving to Egypt, the Ishmaelim, that some of people say that this is the Arabs of today, they sell him to Egypt, and then is in the jail, not in the jail, in the I will tell you the name. One of the ministers of Egypt is starting to work in his house. This is the end of the portion, and there is more things that will happen later, I think. No, there is the story about Potiphar, that she is the wife of the minister, and she's trying to be with Joseph when the minister is not home, and Joseph, there is a beautiful story about him, like is looking, and the picture of Jacob, his father, is coming in front of his eyes, and he decided not to do it, and he ran away. And then Potiphar, the wife of the minister, telling him, sorry, the wife of Potiphar, that Potiphar is the minister, she's telling him that Joseph tried to do something, and then he will go to the jail. And this is the end of the portion. Something small that I can say about education, that we can see in this story of the wife of Potiphar, the minister, that when Joseph imagined the face of his father, this is like a great message for us as a teachers, as fathers and mothers, parents. The best education that we can give to our children is to give them the skills to remember our education even when we are not there. And this is like a beautiful message that I can find in this story of the wife of Potiphar, that when she's trying to go and to do her magics on Joseph, is not doing it because he knows that he's not allowed and it's not okay to do it, because that he remembered the face of his father. And this is beautiful as a father, I must say. Let's bless ourselves that we will be this kind of fathers to our children, even when they are not seeing us. They will save themselves by thinking on us. All right. So, okay, I'm reading the question, and then we will sing Keter. Didn't Reuven sleep with his Jacob maid? So perhaps Jacob didn't want his help. Reuven, the reason why, actually there is a lot of stories here. The reason why Reuven didn't came to the pit on time is because that he tried to do tshuva. Tshuva is like to in Hebrew it's to come back. The meaning is like to pray and to pray and to say that he's sorry about the things that he did. And yes, he did like a very bad thing. In our last portion, we saw it. So every day he was going to this is like a story that not written in the Bible, but this is like a story, like traditional story and the Jewish faith, that he was every day going to the field and praying a lot to God that he will forgive him about what he did. And that's why at the time, and while he is praying, Judah keep Joseph. And this is like the second message that I didn't tell you because we don't have a lot of time, but this is another message that we can see here, that sometimes you need to be aware to what's happening around you more than to pray. Sometimes, of course, I'm praying a lot and it's very important, but sometimes it's not good to just pray when your brother is in a pit, you know, and it can happen to all of us. When we are praying and at the same time something happening around us, we need to stop and to solve it and then to go back to prayer. This is the message that thank you, Sean Rhodes, that you asked for this and gave me the opportunity to tell another story about Reuben. Yes, so you said made him escape a sin. Yeah, you're right. Sean wrote, Judah offered his help. Jacob accepted, but he rejected Reuben. You mean later? Yeah. Please pray for my, Eileen said, please pray for my beloved grandpa. He is very sick in the hospital. Thank you, Levi. Of course, please write us his name and we will pray for him, all of us. Joseph has a good heart, loving God. You're right. Refana, some request, okay. God gave him back after his suffering. Special request, Keter. All right. So we will do Refana for all the people that need healing, and then we will do Keter. Let's go. Elna Refana la, Elna Refana la, Elna Refana la, Elna Refana la. Ana Elna, Elna Refana la, Elna Refana la. אז נתחזק ונתרפא for all the people that need healing. אז נתחזק ונתרפא, אז נתחזק ונתרפא, אז נתחזק ונתרפא, אז נתחזק ונתרפא. אללה רפנה לה, אללה רפנה לה, אללה רפנה לה, אללה רפנה לה, אללה רפנה Amen. All right. We will do Keter. And before I will do Keter, I want to tell you that next week in Israel, and actually all over the world, we have a beautiful holiday called Hanukkah. And I planning to be aware. Stay tuned on the social media. I will let you know. I'm going to do on Wednesday a special event. I really want to do it from Jerusalem. I don't know if I could do it, but I'm really trying to prepare something in Jerusalem. If not, I will do it from Jaffa from my studio. Kind of, we will light a Chanukiah, and we will speak about Hanukkah, and we will sing, of course, more than today. We will sing more than today. So it's going to be on Wednesday, on the evening, at the night in Israeli time, and it's going to be afternoon for you. So that's it, I think. So I will let you know. Stay tuned on the social media. Okay, you asked for Keter. Keter, crown. So we will sing Keter, and I will go to sleep, I think. I don't know if I'll go to sleep, but I will say bye-bye. כתר ייתנו לך אשר אלוהינו מלאכים כמו למעלה עמך ישראל כבוץ למטה יחד כולם קדושה לך ישלשו כתר ייתנו לך אשר אלוהינו מלאכים המון למעלה עמך ישראל כבוץ למטה יחד כולם קדושה לך ישלשו כדבר כדבר מועל יד נביאה וגרז ואמר קדוש 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 השם צבאות כדבר כדבר מועל יד נביאה וקרא זה ואמר קדוש 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 השם צבאות ולא כל הארץ כבודו וואו אמן אמן Such a strong prayer, I must say. One of the strongest prayer that we have, I think, in the Jewish prayers. Something makes me emotional a little bit. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Free in the House. Thank you so much. Wow. I know something happened when I just prayed. No, it's something very makes me really happy that I have the opportunity as a Levite to live in Israel, to sing, and not only to sing, to pray while I'm singing. Such a great honor. That's it. That's what I felt like. I can't explain it more than this. Wow. All right. So Shabbat Shalom. If you have any other questions for me, so feel free as usual. Just send me direct message on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want. You know that sometimes it takes time, but I'm trying to answer to all your messages. If it's a very, very important, so please send me an email. It's much easier for me because someone from my team can see it and tell me like, this is emergency, please take a look, because we got a lot of messages. So feel free to send me an email if it's important. And that's it. Waiting for you here in Israel, planning our tour to America. It will. I think that it will happen in the summer. So if you want to invite me to somewhere, so just let me know. We will see you. We will meet again with God wills on Wednesday, Hanukkah celebration. I will try to do it from Jerusalem, as I said. Shabbat Shalom. Bye bye. Love you.